Good morning, investors and traders. This is Naeem Aslam, and welcome to our channel. In today's segment, as always, we'll be discussing stock markets, we'll be looking at forex, commodities, and cryptos, with the view where we can really distinguish the noise from the actual facts, so that you can really digest the news in a way that can help you to become a more better trader, and then you can make more stronger and much controlled trading decisions on a daily basis in your trading plan. My name is Naeem Azam. As mentioned earlier, I come with a wealth of 15 years of trading experience. During this time period, I have worked as a hedge fund trader for Bank of New York Mellon and as an equity trader with Bank of America. Currently, I provide market research services to Evertrade as a chief market analyst. Now, in this particular segment, we will be discussing why the stocks have moved higher, how high can they really go, if the rally in this tech stock can really sustain. Secondly, we'll be discussing why cryptos have started to creep to the upside, started to soar to the upside, shall we say, and which particular tokens or coins are likely to see more momentum to the upside. Thirdly, we'll be looking at commodities, and by that, we'll be looking at gold and, of course, oil prices, and then see why we are seeing this particular momentum coming in oil prices, and more importantly, how far can they really go. So all of that will be discussed. But before we do it, as always, it is important to do a bit of a housekeeping. So if you haven't subscribed to our channel, I highly recommend you guys to do that, because by doing so, it gives you an opportunity to come online and really ask me as many questions as you like, because going live, they only the reason for us doing that is to give you an opportunity to ask us questions in relation to your trading experience, or in relation to any of the trading dilemma that you may be facing. Now, as always, anything which will be discussed cannot be perceived as an advice. If you are seeking one, please do consider consulting with your own financial advisors. And more importantly, if you haven't subscribed to our channel, please do so. So the reason that the stock markets are moving higher, there is no particular reason, if you believe it or not, apart from the fact that US tech stocks been massively oversold. We discussed that on our Twitter video that we did yesterday, that why Nasdaq is way oversold, why Nasdaq is really likely to see massive bounce to the upside. Because if you look at the daily time frame for Nasdaq, and by the way, I have done a technical analysis video describing where are those particular levels where the price has bounced and where the price can actually retrace from those levels, and where the price can really continue from there onwards. So if you wanted to learn all of that, I highly recommend you to watch that video, and of course like it if you like the content. So the markets were started to move higher because tech stocks were way too cheap. Some of these stocks were down by nearly 40%. 20% was just a normal discount that you can see for the Nasdaq 100 stocks. So traders really saw that as an opportunity, and they started to really bag some bargains. Now, what can really drive the markets from here onwards? There are a number of factors. Number one, today we are going to get this inflation data. And remember, inflation has been one of the key things which has been really driving the markets to the downside, because traders believe inflation is going to get out of control. The Fed is behind the curve, and so on and so forth. In very simple English, there were just overblown concerns about inflation which were driving the markets to the downside. And today, the data can really resurface some of those qualms and concerns among investors, which can really lead to a small sell-off. The second factor, which is quite important one to pay attention to, is the Treasury auction. The US 10-year Treasury auction is taking place today. The 30-year Treasury auction is taking place tomorrow. Now, of course, the demand on these two is really going to drive the yield up or down. And remember, again, this upward surge in the US Treasury yields has been a concern for investors because of inflation and so on and so forth. So if it really is to keep an eye on these two particular factors as well. And of course, I am here to break that down in a very simple English to explain to you what does it really all that mean and how that can influence the market. Now, in terms of cryptocurrencies, guys, Bitcoin is without a doubt, it is moving to the upside. It is becoming a lot more stronger. We are seeing a lot more positive momentum coming in terms of a Bitcoin price. And really, as we discussed in our technical analysis video yesterday, the price has crossed some really major levels. Now, if I look at the price levels as of today, for Bitcoin, one thing becomes very clear that the momentum is still very, very strong on the 4-hour time frame because 50-day simple moving average has crossed above the 100-day simple moving average. This is a bullish cross, and this really stipulates that the market is going to go into a higher gear. So again, if you haven't seen that video that we did yesterday, I recommend you to watch that video because that will give you really sort of a levels where Bitcoin can really go, and then where you could put your stop losses, potential stop losses in relation to this particular trade as well. Now, when it comes to gold prices, I am optimistic for the fact that prices are staying above the 1700 price level, and secondly, and more importantly, prices are also staying above the 50-day simple moving average on the 30-minute time frame. That is very, very critical to pay attention to over here, because as long as the price stays above the 30-day on the 50-day simple moving average on a 30-minute time frame, we are likely to see the prices moving to the upside. But again, when the US data is going to hit the market today, the CPI data, it is really going to bring a lot of volatility in gold prices. So simply what we really got to gather is we got to again filter the noise out, look at the price action. We want gold prices to continue to stay above the 1700 mark. We don't want the price to cross below the 200-day simple moving average on the 30-minute time frame, because that is what we are really paying attention to. On the 4-hour time frame, we need one more signal, and that is that the price needs to flip above the 50-day simple moving average on the 4-hour time frame. The moment we get that signal, gold prices are really going to skyrocket from there onwards. And in terms of Ethereum, prices are still very, very strong. 1800 is where they are trading. I'm holding my target of that 5,000. I think it is a very realistic target when it comes to Ethereum with London Fork in the coming months. It is very, very realistic for Ethereum to reach that 5,000. So if you're holding on to it, I would say that perhaps you may want to continue to hold it. If you haven't built your position, maybe start looking to build your position in Ethereum. NFTs, non-fungible tokens such as Theta, such as Engine, such as Chile, they are all seeing a lot of positive momentum, and you may want to continue to focus on that as well. Now, when it comes to oil prices, we are seeing a retracement after that massive bounce, which really pushed the Brent oil prices above that $70 price mark, piercing the upper level of Bollinger Band. Now prices are retracing back towards the 20-day simple moving average. Today, we do have the crude inventory data at 15:30 London time, and the expectation is that we will see more inventory build up because of the refineries being closed. So meaning we are likely to see more volatility around 3:30 p.m. for crude oil prices. For the time being, the good entry point for Brent oil prices could be somewhere near $65 really, and then let this trend continue its journey to the upside, because 71 was without a doubt was a way overbought level. All right, that's all pretty much for now, and I will see you guys tomorrow, same time, same place. Thank you.